वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। नत्वा श्रीभारती तीर्थ
नत्वा श्रीभारती तीर्थ
विद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
विद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
अधीमहे पञ्चदशीम् कैवल्यपदसिद्धये। श्लोक नंबर 23। नामरूपोद्भवस्यैव सृष्टित्वात् सृष्टितः पुरा न तयोरुद्भवस्तस्मात् निरंशं सद्यथाभियत्। सदन्तरं सजातीयम् न वैलक्षण्यवर्जनात्।
न वै लक्षण्यवर्जनात्
नामरूपोपाधिभेदम्
नामरूपोपाधिभेदम्
विना नैव सतोऽभिधा
विना नैव सतोऽभिधा
विजातीयमसत्तत्तु
विजातीयमसत्तत्तु
न खल्वस्तीति गम्यते
न खल्वस्तीति गम्यते
नास्यातः प्रतियोगित्वम्
नास्यात्तः प्रतियोगित्वम्
विजातीयाद्भिधा कुतः
विजातीयाद्भिधातः कुतः
To this we have seen Satah Vedatrayam Nasti Swagata Vedaha Sajatiya Vedaha Vijatiya Vedaha. Sat, the existence doesn't have these three differences. By the reasons told in these shlokas. Nama Rupo Bhavas Yeva Srishtitah Pura Srishtitva Srishtitah Pura Tasmat Tayoho Udbhavaha Niramsham Sadyata Vyat नामरूपोद्भवस्य उद्भवस्य नामरूपयोः उत्पत्तेः पुरा पूर्वं नामरूप not there यथा आकाशः निरंशम् अंशरहितं भवति तद्वत् सद्वत् वस्तु also without any avayava being not there, parts being not there. If parts are there, it should be always. So before Srishti, Pura Srishtehe Pura, Srishtitah Pura, na Tayoho, Namarupayoho, Utpattihi. Therefore, Tasmat Iramsham Sat Avayavah Nasti, therefore Swagata Vedaha Nasti. What about Sajatiya Vedaha? Antaram Sat, Sadantaram, Anya Sat, Nasti. Vailakshanya Varjanat, different from this Sat, Anya Sat, not there. What about Namarupadi Vedam? Namarupadi, Namarupayoho, Upadyoho, that Namarupa do not exist apart from Sat. Namarupa cannot be different, cannot be Vailakshanya. Because this Namarupa Sataha Binnam Iva Pratiyate. But without Sat, where is Namarupa? Therefore, Sajatiya Bhedagapi Nasti. Sataha Binnam Sadantaram Nasti. Anya Sat Nasti. Because of Namarupa Bheda, there seems to be Sajatiya Bheda. There seems to be Binnam Iva Pratiyate. But really, Sat is Ekam. That's what Tikakara said. Katasatta, Patasatta iti, the Satta Vedaha. Satta Vedaha Pratibhasate. The difference. Kata has one existence, Pata has one existence. Binnamiva Pratiyate. But really, Sadvastuni Vedaha Nasti. Therefore, there is no Sajatiya Veda. There are no different existences, only one existence. So Sajatiya Veda is also dismissed. What about Vijatiya Veda? That is also not there. Sataha Pratiyogitvam. The word Pratiyogitvam, the word of Nayayika. Pratiyogitvam, Sataha Pratiyogitvam Nasti. So Vijatiya Veda for Sat is Asat. This sloka we saw collaboratively with the examples. Vijatiya for Sat is Asat, different from Sat. Therefore, Nanch, Sat, Nanch, different from Asat, different from. So if you add Nanch, then that becomes different from what it is. Sat is there. So different from Sat, add Nanch. Asat, Asat. Asat asti iti na gamyate, because it is non-existence. So if Asat is cognized as something is, then we can say Sataha Pratiyogitvam asti. But Asat is a non-existent Sat, not there, non-existent Sat. So therefore, Sataha Pratiyogitvam nasti. Pratiyoginaha abhave vedaha na bhavati. Sataha, therefore, Vijatiya vedaha api nasti. Pratiyogitvam nasti. Pratiyogitvam anuyogitvam. An anuyogi can be differentiated from Pratiyogi only if Pratiyogi is there. Then only it is anuyogi also. Only when another entirely different thing is there, then only a thing can be differentiated. A Sat can be differentiated. Only when it is there, it is not there, then how can it be differentiated? Therefore, na asya ataha kasya sataha nasyartaha sataha pratiyogitvam nasti. Therefore, vijatiya vida vedaha kutaha asti nasti iti. Therefore, swagata vedaha nasti, sajatiya vedaha nasti, pratiyogitva abhave vijatiya vedaha api nasti. Therefore, vedatraya ragitam. Therefore, vedatraya ragitam sat. Therefore, vedatraya ragitam sat it is. Up to that we have seen. We have seen the Tika also. Now, let us read the shloka number 26. So, three Vedas differences were introduced that corresponds to the three words of the Shruti Vakyam. Sadeva Saumya Idam Agra Asit Ekameva Advitiyam. That Ekam Eva Advitiyam. Ekam is Sajat, is Swagata Veda. Ekam Eva. Eva is Avadharanarth. That is, negates Sajatiya Veda. Advitiyam Vijatiya Veda. Aikya Avadharanath Vaita Pratishedaihi Tribhihi Kramat, as Jnana said before. Vedatrayam Praptam Vedatrayam Nivaryate. The three differences are dismissed. For Sadvastunaha Vedatrayam Nivaryate. And the reasons have been discussed. So now it is Siddham. Now it is established. Vedatrayam Nasti. So what is there is only Sat. That is why Trikale Tishtati iti Sat. In all the three periods of time, what is there is only Sat. What can exist in three periods of time, that alone exists. There cannot be second thing to it. If second thing exists, if second thing, parallel thing exists, then two things cannot be existing eternally. That eternality is subject to limitation, then it is not eternal. So therefore, there is only one Sat. So Vidyaranya Muni using the words of the Nayayika language, Nayayika who argues. In fact, he is a person who argues. And also this Buddhist Shunyavadi, Madhyamikas, they also argue. Sadeva Somidam Agra Asit, for them they say Asat Eva Asit Purva. That is going to deal with. So Nayayikas are handled. Now later Buddhist Shunyavadis will be handled. So all these discussions, not just for the sake of dismissing them. It is for the sake of convincing us. It is for the sake of convincing our buddhi. We may doubt after Shravanam that whether is there really Sat is there, and Sat, if it is Sat, is it with difference, without difference? What is that Sat? Can there be really a Sat? Can there be really a Brahma? The cause for this Jagat? Can there be really the Jagat Karanam Brahma? In spite of Shravanam, this doubt comes. Does God really exist? Does Ishvara, the Jagat Karan, really does he exist? The doubt comes. In spite of Shravanam, not only this doubt, Pramana Shanka, what is this Pramanam? Pramana Shanka, how can we really accept, believe? It seems to be another theology, it's another philosophy which demands certain faith. There is no such thing. Shastram is apaurishayam, not available for human intellect. And we have all the methods, we have all the trikriyas to establish how the Shastram is different from other Pramanam, and it is Apurishaya. In spite of that, there will be Pramana Shanka. Does really a Shastram Pramanam? There only Shraddha is required. Shastram doesn't ask you to just believe and just swallow the teaching. It asks you to verify. It is verifiable. You verify it. That's why we say Shraddha is pending understanding. It is not just swallowing, but blindly accepting. Therefore, there is no blind faith involved here. So Pramana Shanka and Prameya Shanka also, the doubt with regard to what the Shastra reveals. How do we come across this Brahma? Because the same Shastram being explained by other Darshana, same other Astika Darshana, Purva Mimamsa, and Sankhya also, we have Seshwara Sankhya, Nirishwara Sankhya, and Vaisheshika Yoga. So the same Shastram being explained by them in a different way. So how can we understand that Brahma Asti, Sat Brahma? So all these doubts will come in spite of listening to Shastra. Aham Brahma, really, Aham Brahma Asmi, Kim. That is why this is Manana Grantha. By creating an imaginary opponent, the opponents are real, but really it's not, they are sitting right in front of Vidyaranya Muni and having a debate. So creating an imaginary opponent, taking their contention and answering them, dismissing their contention. So that is Manana. So the same statement, Ekameva, Buddhists do not believe in Shastra, but we take Buddhists to be interpreting this statement to be Ekameva Dvitiyam, Sadeva Swamidam Agra Asit, Ekameva Dvitiyam, this vacuum, as though they interpret that Purvam Asat Eva Asit. Buddhists do not believe in Veda. So how can they argue that Purum Asateva Asti Asit? So therefore we create such contentions. We create, imagine there to be opponents physically present and arguing and then answering them. It is not just for the sake of answering them, it is for the sake of getting conviction. Conviction in what the Shastram teaches. That is the idea. So that's why this Grantha is Manana Grantha. So therefore, here having presented the three differences and what are the three differences and how it is not present, how it is not there with regard to Sat, having clearly established. Now, therefore, here the next shloka. So Nayayikas have been dealt with. Now, next shloka here we will deal with Buddhist, Shunyavadis. In fact, they also are dealt with. Already told Sadeva Asit. Swagata Bheda, Sajatiya Veda, Vijatiya Veda, Rakitam Sat. That is so. Sat Eva Asit. Then where is Asat? If Asat is there, Asat is Pratyogitam, the language of Nayayika, that also dismissed. If Asat is there, how can from Asat, non-existent Asat, from a non-existent thing, this existent thing will come? It is not possible. Asat eva asit, if you say, Shunyam eva asit. That Shunyam is Mithya. That Shunya cannot sustain, that Mithya cannot sustain without Satyam. There must be a Adhara. Adhisthana must be there. Namarupa must have Satyam. Namarupa is dismissed. That alone is dismissed by the Shunyavadis as non-existent. Don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. Namarupa you can dismiss, but don't dismiss Satyam. Without Satyam, Namarupa cannot exist. So that is presented in the following shloka, 26th shloka. Let us read that Asadeva Asit, that point he takes up. Let us read the shloka number 26. Ekameva dvitiyam sat
द्वितीयं सत्
siddhamatra tu kechana
सिद्धमत्र तु केचन
vikhvala asadevedam
विह्वला असदे वेदम्
purasīdityavarnayan
पुरासीदित्यवर्णयन्
ekam eva advitiyam sat atra siddham. It is very clearly established. Siddham srishtehe prag swagata sajatiya vijatiya bheda ragitam sat ekameva advitiyam sat siddham asti asit iti siddham. But we say others do not accept. Not only we said, not only Shastram says, Shastra Pramam says, we also logically we presented by Drishtanta, taking some Drishtanta and using the words of the opponent. Logically also we presented. Namarupa is not there before Srishti, therefore no Svagata Veda, and no second Vastu, therefore no Sajatiya Veda. And Asat cannot really create any Veda, therefore Pratiyogitvam Nasti, therefore no Vijatiya Veda. Established logically. It is logical. So any logical mind has to accept our argument. Therefore, Ekameva Dvitiyam Sat. But not understanding this, some people, Kechana, Vikhvalaha, confused, confounded, They say Srishte Prak Pura. Pura, it is there in the shloka. Srishte Prak Pura. What is that? Asat Eva Asit. Asat Eva Idam Pura Asit. Idam. That Idam Shabda Vachyam. That is Jagat. This Jagat, Idam Shabda Vachyam. This Jagat Nama Rupatmakam Jagat. Srishte Purvam. Asat Shunyam Eva Asit. Shunyam. So Shunyam Eva Asit. Shunyameva Asit, Asadeva Asit. This is the Shunyavadi. That is one of the division of Buddhism. Shunyavadi. They say Asad Eva Asit, the nothingness that alone was there, Shunyam. But they forget the nothingness that is the Nama Rupa. When you analyze the Nama Rupa, finally you end up in nothing, you dismiss. But you don't dismiss Asat. When you do the analysis of Nama Rupa, say for example, pot. Pot is dismissed. It is clay. Clay is dismissed. It is particle. Particle is dismissed. It is molecule. Molecule is dismissed. It is atoms. Atom is dismissed. Subparticle. Subparticle dismissed. Further subparticle. Then subparticle. That, but all the way it is that clay is, then the pot is, then clay is, then powder is, particle is, molecules are, atoms are. That isness is all the way is there. You can dismiss Nama Rupa, Nitya. You can say they are Shunyam, doesn't really exist, but don't dismiss Satyam. Without Satyam, how can there be Mithya? To say Shunyam, that should be Satyam. So Asadeva Asit, Pura iti Varnayan, Avarnayan. Purat Asit iti Avarnayan, Varnanam Akurvan, Kechana. Kechana Vikvalaha, some people who are confounded, confused, they say Pura, Sishtehe Pura, Prak, Asat, Asat Eva Asit. Only Asat alone was there. Idamagra Asit. Sadeva Somya, Idamagra Asit. Sadeva Somya, Idam Agra Asit. That Idam Agra Asit. That Idam, which is Idam Shabdavacham, this Jagat, Srishteha Pura not there. Therefore, Shunyam alone was there. So how this Jagat has come? Before the creation, this Jagat is not there. This Namarupatmaka Jagat is not there. So nothing is there. So that Idam is Shunyam. The Idam which is after manifestation, after Srishti, this Idam Jagat, Namarupatma Jagat, and that which is before Srishti, it is Shunyam. It means it is not there. Absolutely not there. It has just come. From Asata, this has come. From Asata, how this Namarupa can come. Namarupa Jagat. So, Idam Asat Eva Pura Asit Avarnayan Kechana. Kechana Vikvalaha, confounded, confused people. That is Shunyavadis. Asat is Shunyavadi. They only content. Only Asat was there. Nothingness was there. Emptiness. What is this emptiness? Emptiness only in the mind. A thinking person will say, to say something is not there. But to say something is not there, the witness is there. Without the witness, how can the person say nothing is there? So nothingness implies the sakshi. So therefore, this confusion is legitimate. Legitimate confusion only. That is The problem is because they see the Namarupa changing. Namarupa is not is substantive. It undergoes complete change. Therefore, nothing exists. But they forget Sat because the Sat is not available for any pramana, not pramana gocharam. They analyze his Namarupa. Namarupa is available for pratyakshadi pramanam. What about Sat? Sat is not available for pratyakshadi pramanam. It is not pramana gocharam. It cannot be objectified. How can you objectify Sat? If Sat can be objectified, then that comes under Paurushaya Pramanam. It comes under Paurushaya. It becomes a subject matter of Paurushaya. If Sat can be seen, if Sat can be touched, if Sat can be smelled, if Sat can be tasted, then you can say Sat is not there. You can dismiss. But Sat cannot be known as an object. It is not an object, and therefore they don't accept Shastram also. Sat is not an object available for your experience. In fact, every experience is because of that is not understood, and Sat is not available as any other object, and also they don't accept Shastra Pramanam. Therefore, they conclude Shunyam as the Vastu. So what is the Vastu is Shunyam. The Vastu is Shunyam, nothingness, emptiness. Nama Rupa is available for Pramanam. You can analyze the entire Jagat as the Namarupa is available for Pramanam. The entire Jagat, Ramarupatmaka Jagat, Idam Vachyam, the Jagat, it is available for Pramanam. It is available for Pratyakshadi Pramanam, Paurushaya Pramanam. You can see, you can touch, you can know by Anumana, by Arthapatti, Upamana. But what about Sat? Therefore, for them, the truth is the Sat is Shunyam. Sat is Shunyam. Therefore, Shunyavadi. Therefore, their confusion, they are Vigvalaha, their confusion is natural. It is legitimate. Because they don't accept Shastra Pramanam, only 5 Pramanams are available. With the Pramanam, they cannot know the Sat. Therefore, Shunyam, iti, their conclusion seems to be logical. Minus Shastra Pramanam, it is Shunyam eva. What is not available for my transaction doesn't exist. It is the conclusion of any human being. Any human being. That is the person who doesn't accept Shastram. Shastram, the word itself he has not heard. Or for them, Shastra is nothing but a bundle of books or a collection of words. It doesn't mean anything. Somebody is thinking in the form of the Shastram. Somebody, they don't accept the Shastram, the Rishis and all, the revelation, etc. Somebody has written something in the form of the books. In fact, Shastram is not a book. We know it is a body of knowledge. So one should be open to understand what Shastram is. The problem is the Shastram, when it is looked upon as a book must have an author. So author implies his thinking, his imagination, his idea. So his concept. The concepts are mentally visualized, or the concepts are mentally formed. Therefore, it is somebody's thinking. Therefore, they don't accept. This is how the modern people, they think Shastra. Why should we read Shastra? What is the use of the Shastra? How do you prove it? They don't understand the Shastram is not it's not book. because it is available in printed form, it is not book, it is knowledge. The knowledge is there all the time. Whether you have the knowledge you in the form of a book, whether it is printed in the form of the book or in the form of the words, as it was transferred, this knowledge, that is pramana. So, therefore, since Shastram is not available and Sat is also not available for transaction, physical transaction, therefore, what is not perceived should be non-existent. Should be non-existent. Therefore, if Shastram is not there, if Shastram is not there, then Shastram is Apurishayam. If Apurishaya Pramanam is not accepted, then Purishaya Pramanam only they apply. And whatever Pramanam, only by 5 Pramanam. With the 5 Pramanam, if a person analyzes this Namarupa, he will end up with only Shunya only. He will dissect the Namarupa into individual, like an onion, cut the onion open inside, nothing is there. Therefore, Shunyam. That's a natural conclusion. Therefore, Shunyam. But a logical mind, even if you don't accept, if you're thinking person, if you are a thinking person, if you have a logical mind, how can this come from nothing? Nothing is produced out of nothing. Everything has its karanam. From a seed only a tree comes. Tree doesn't come just of its own. A being doesn't born of its own. There must be a seed. So that is the karanam. What is the karanam? The same logic extends to the Jagat. What is the karanam for Jagat? Jagat is karyam. Gatavat. Gata is created. Karanam is that two karanams are there, two types of karanam. Nimitta karanam, upadana karanam. Forget about nimitta karanam, at least upadana karanam. Clay must be there. How the clay comes? It must have its karanam. Therefore, you must have some karanam. So karanam not there, nothing from nothing. But nothing, we can't imagine what nothing is. So nothing, this Jagat comes. So therefore Vikvalahate. If you are a thinking person, then what you have to do is, if one pramanam doesn't work, another pramanam you have to apply. A glass of water is there, salt is added, and it is well stirred. Now, salt you cannot see. Salt is added, even in our daily experience cooking. In sambar, whether salt is added or not, we don't know. Sometimes you would have forgotten. You would have added, but forgotten. Now, salt you cannot see because salt dissolves. So, because you don't see, therefore you cannot say the salt is not there. For chakshuf pramanam, not available. You cannot see it. Because you're not seeing, therefore you cannot add further salt. Then it then becomes salty, then you cannot eat at all. Then what pramanam you use? You cannot use sparsha pramanam. By touch, you cannot feel the salt. The only pramanam, the appropriate pramanam, the only appropriate pramanam available is taste the water, taste the sambar. Then you know. Achamya, just sipping the water, you know. If it is salty, then salty. Not that, then add salt. So appropriate pramanam should be used. So what was not available for chakshuf pramanam? Because it is not available for chakshuf pramanam, therefore we cannot dismiss it is not that. Use another appropriate pramanam. Taste rasa pramanam. Similarly, sat is not seen like the salt. You cannot see the salt. Therefore, you cannot say Sat is not there. You cannot taste the Sat. Like sambar, you cannot taste. Therefore, taste pramanam, rasa pramanam, grana pramanam, all these pramanam will not work. Pratyaksha, Anumana pramanam also, you cannot do Anumana because all the other pramanams are dependent on the Mula pramanam, Pratyaksha pramanam. This Indriya Pratyaksha. Therefore, Shastram is a pramanam, only pramanam available for understanding Sat. And unfortunately, Buddhists, they don't accept Shastra pramanam and therefore Shunyam. Therefore, Vigvalaha. Therefore, the confusion, Vigvalaha. Asadeva idam agra asit. That is the conclusion. Idam agre. Before the Srishti, what was there? Asatyeva. Even the famous riddle we say, which came first? The egg came first or the hen came first? If hen has come first, that question comes from where the hen has come. If egg has come first, from where the egg has come. So this is catch 22 situation. Anyonya Ashraya. Therefore, you cannot say suddenly from something this egg has come. Cosmic egg, similarly, Hiranyagarbha. From something this Hiranyagarbha cosmic egg has come. You cannot say. Because nothing comes out of nothing. Therefore, to say asatyeva idam agra asi, that is not proper. If they argue shunyam is sat, if they argue, if the Buddhists, the Shunyavadis, they argue shunyam is sat. What we say shunyam, that nothing, that nothingness, that is sat. Then they are not Bodha Mata, they are not Shunyavadis, they belong to us, they belong to our Siddhanta, Vedanta only. They are also Siddhantins only. Only the words are different. If they say Shunyam, what we say is Sat, we use another name for Sat, Shunyam, then they are not different from us. They belong to us. They are our people. Siddhant, they are Vedantins only. Whether you call Shunyam or whether you call A, B, C, anything you call, if it is Sat, then it is Vedanta only. In fact, modern Buddhists, they say Shunyam is Sat. In fact, in an interview, Dalai Lama, he said, Shunyam is Sat, except with Advaita Vedantis. Therefore, they are not Buddha really. Then what is Buddhism? If they accept Shunyam is Sat, Shunyam, the word, is used instead of Sat, then they are not Buddha, they are Vedantins only. Therefore, any Mithya, this Mithya what we say, that Mithya is doesn't have independent existence. That is what they call Shunyam. Shunyam, Mithya iti, when you dismiss, finally you end up in Adhishtanam which cannot be dismissed. Like the snake cannot exist without rope. Rope is there, therefore snake exists. Without rope, where is the snake? Snake is dismissed. Shunyam, Asat, doesn't exist. But have the Adhisthana, Rajju, that you cannot dismiss. So Rajju asti, therefore Sarpaha asti, therefore Sat eva asit. Therefore this Sat nirvishesham, Sat asit pura iti. Therefore those who say it is Asat, they are Vigvalaha, Shunyavadinaha, Vigvalaha iti. And the Tika is just one line Tika. Palitam aha ekameva iti. Idanim stuna nikhanan nyayena Sat advaitameva dhridagitum purvapaksham aha atra to iti. Here the ekam eva advitiyam Sat siddham. That is siddham. How it is siddham, how it is established, we have proved logically. Shastram plus logic. Sat is free from Vedatrayam. Vedatrayam Ragitam Sat. Asat eva pura asit. That Nama Rupa in the form of Asat means nothing. Kechana, this Madhyamika of Bauddha, that Shunyavadi said. Because they don't accept Shastra Pramanam, only Paurushaya Pramanam. Paurushayam meaning Purushagamya. Purushayi Gamyam, Paurushaya. Pratyakshanumana, etc. Paurushaya. And Shabda Pramanam is Shabdam also we have Lokika Shabda and Vaidika Shabda. Shabda, what we say is Vaidika Shabda, Veda. Veda is a Pramana. It is Apaurushayam Pramana. Since this pure Sat, Chit, not available for Paurushaya Pramanam, not objectifiable by Paurushaya Pramanam, therefore, and Veda Pramanam also cannot help me because Veda Pramanam is outside. It is outside of me. It is with the Sampradaya, it is with the Guru. So with the Pramanam what I have only I operate, I employ the Pramanam what I have and I know the Vastu. Since Shastra Pramanam has to come from outside, Pramana to know the Atma has to come from outside, therefore Buddhists are Vikvalaha Kechana. Some people referring to Buddhists. Here Tikakara doesn't say, but we know that Asat is Shunyavadis Buddhist. Therefore, the Sat which is Vedatrayam Ragitam Sat, the Sat has to be what? The Sat is Asti, that Sat is Asmi. That alone will be by the Mahavakyam Tatutvam Asi. This knowledge is when understanding is not clear, this knowledge is taken. The knowledge will be shaky knowledge. When this clear understanding is not there, then the jnana will be Pratibadha jnana. In fact, it is ajnanam only. Therefore, only the Shastram here employs Purva Paksha Siddhanta and makes the jnanam very clear, very strong. Dradagitum Sat Advaitam Eva Dradagitum Purva Paksham Aha. That is the reason the Purva Pakshas are brought into our discussion in order to make this knowledge very clear. Otherwise, this will not be a clear knowledge. Knowledge without clarity. Knowledge without clarity. Knowledge without clarity is as good as no knowledge. The knowledge, if at all if it is there, it should be clear. It should be drida. It should be firm. We are not sure whether the milk contains poison. There is a doubt. The milk may contain poison. Can you take the milk? We have a doubt with regard to the milk. The milk may contain poison. With the doubt, one cannot consume the milk. A wire is there. We don't know whether electric current is there or not. Only you have to touch it to know. When you touch it, you will not be there. You don't know at the same time whether it is there. It may not be there also. So, how will you touch it then? So, with regard to something which is not clear, we don't do it. We want clarity, we want firm knowledge. Whether power is there in the wire or poison is there in the milk. With unclarity, with not clear, being unclear, we cannot just accept. Similarly, with regard to knowledge also, as we cannot drink the milk which may contain poison, may not also. Similarly, we cannot touch the wire, which may have current, may not have. Similarly, with regard to knowledge also, when the knowledge is not clear, it is as good as it is ignorance only, ajnanam only. Therefore, the jnanam has to be clear. Then only it is jnanam. That is why Dridagitum Advaitam Sat Eva Asti That Dridaitum Purvapakshamaha, for that only all these Purvapakshas are brought into discussion. For what purpose? Dridaitum. And by the Nyaya is syllogism. Stuna Nikhanan Nyayena. All these Purvapakshis are brought into discussion, brought to debate, not just for the sake of creating confusion. It is for the sake of bringing more clarity. Stona Nikana Nyaya. Stona is the pillar. If you have seen how the pillar, the electric post, lamp post is erected, first dig a deep hole and place the lamp post and then shake the lamp post. If it shake, then tap it on the head. Again, they shake. If it still shakes, tap it on the head. Till the post doesn't shake. Stona Nikana Nyaya. Nikana is digging. Suna is pillar. So till it becomes steady. Till it becomes steady. Till the pillar becomes steady, the digging has to be done. Similarly, till the knowledge becomes steady, such discussions are important. The Purvapakshi, the contention and all have to be discussed. It is not to create confusion, it is to make Jnanam Drida. As in the case of this Nyaya, Stuna Nikanan Nyayena. As the pillar is made steady by repeated tapping and digging. Similarly, the objection raised by the Purvapakshis are for the sake of bringing clarity to our understanding. Clarity, that knowledge what we received in Shravanam, that knowledge has to be made clear, doubt-free knowledge. The knowledge should be doubt-free. When the objection is raised, we should be able to dismiss it by our understanding, by bringing by bringing out the fallacies in their views. By bringing out the fallacies in their views, we should be able to dismiss the opponent. It is so that our understanding becomes stronger. It is not for the sake of dismissing them. It is for the sake of understanding. It is for the sake of our understanding getting stronger. So raising objection is like shaking the pillar, shaking the understanding. And to strengthen it, you have to still dig deep. Means shastrams to be studied further, then the knowledge gets strengthened. So shaking the understanding and strengthening it. Shaking the understanding and strengthening it. Therefore, Purvapakshi. That is why Purvapakshi, who comes now and then, raises objection. He shakes our understanding, and our understanding is strengthened by bringing out their fallacies in their views. Stuna Nikana Nyaya. That is what Stuna Nikana Nyaya. As a pillar is erected by shaking and tapping on its head. Similarly, the knowledge is also made steady by raising objections and then answering it. So Vidyaranya Muni, therefore he says, Siddham iti ekameva advitiyam, it's Siddham, it is established. So having brought the objection of Shunyavadi, who argued everything comes from nothing, Shunyavadi is there dismissed. Therefore, Sadvastu, it is always there. Therefore, Sadvastu is not Asat. It is not Shunyam. If you say it is Sat, you can use another name for Sat. You can call Shunyam or any other name. We don't have problem. But Sat, you cannot say it doesn't exist. Sat eva asi iti. Then the next shloka we will read. Magnasyabdho yathakshani
Agnasyabdo yata kshani
Vighvalani tathaasya dhihi.
Vighvalani tatasya dhihi
Akhandaikarasam shrutva
Akhandaikarasam shrutva
Nishprachara bibhetyataha.
Nishprachara bibetyatah
Magnasya abdo yata akshani. Akshani is indriyani ityartaha. Akshani indriyani. Akshani referring to indriyani. Yatha yatha yena prakarena. Yatha akshani vikfalani. Vikfalani cannot understand, cannot comprehend. Akshani indriyani. What? Magnasya, for the one who is magnaha. Who is magnaha? Magnaha is immersed in water. Akshani vikhalani bhavanti. Sense organs vikhalani bhavanti, cannot comprehend. Sense organs cannot perceive clearly. When? For whom? Abdo magnasya. Abdo magnasya, the one, for the one who is immersed, submerged in water. Magna. Magna is mastidhatu. Taprataya. Magnaha. Magnasya referring to the person. Magnasya. Kasmin kutra? Abdo, in the water. So sense organs, all the sense organs are vikvalani. They cannot comprehend, they cannot perceive underneath the water. Underneath the water, how can you perceive taste, or how can you see? You can see, but you cannot perceive the object clearly as you perceive outside, above the water. Similarly, with regard to other indriyas. So, therefore, abdo magnasya yata indriyani vikvalani bhavanti, all the organs, as they lose the clarity of perception inside water. Tata asya digi. Similarly, the buddhi of the person. Similarly, the intellect of the person, the buddhi of the person, which is nimagnaha. Nimagnaha in what? Nimagnaha in aurishaya pramana. His buddhi is immersed, is involved only in aurishaya pramanam. Apurishaya pramanam, shastra pramanam, he doesn't know. So here the abdi is, the water is the upamanam for paurishaya pramanam. As the indriyas are immersed in abdi, cannot enjoy clear perception. Similarly, the buddhi of the person, which is involved or which is operative only in pratyakshadi pramana. It accepts only pratyakshadi pramana, not shastra pramana, not ready for seeing more than what the sense organs, eyes can see. Therefore, they are nimagnaha. Tasya dihi nimagnaha under the water of pratyakshadi pramana. Pratyakshadi pramana. Therefore, asya dihi vikvalani. The buddhi of that person is vikvalani. And bibeti, frightened. Asya dihi bibeti, frightened. They are afraid. Afraid means they don't perceive. Therefore, bibeti. Bibeti, the bidatu, bibeti. Akhanda ekarasam shutva, having heard the sadvastu from the shastram, which is akandam. Kanda is division. Akhanda, no division. Kandaha na vidyate. So kanda, not the division, not that. What division? Vedatraya ragitam. So the Vedatrayam is a kanda. That is not there. Therefore, akandam, kandam sachidanandam, avang manasagocharam. The kanda, the division caused by the differences. Vedatraya. Akandam, not there. Therefore, Vedatraya Ragitam, Akhanda, Eka, Rasam, it is one whole. Therefore, that the Dihi, Nishprachara, for to dwell on the Akhanda Vastu, for them, the Buddhi not able to comprehend the Akhanda Vastu, therefore Buddhi Nishprachara Sati Viveti, Nishprachara Sanchara Ragita Sati, the Buddhi not able to comprehend Viveti, frightened, the Buddhi is frightened. Not, is frightened, Viveti. Viveti, frightened means they withdraw, afraid, not their physique, not literally afraid. It is they are because of this, because nothing exists. The second that because nothing exists, Sat also doesn't exist. Therefore, they are frightened. Ataha buddhihi viveti. The ahankara of them cannot think of akandaikarasam. What akandaikarasam we say that their ahankara cannot accept. Therefore, they are frightened. They are frightened when we present such argument because they are not able to give up their contention, their views. Therefore, debate. They cannot accept. They want always something to look, to hold, without anything to hold on. Therefore, they debate. They are afraid because no support. No support is there. They are very the basis, the idea itself is shaken by our argument. Their ahankara requires something to hold on. And the ahankara itself, their ahankara, now their ahankara is targeted. And when we present our argument, Sadeva Astit, we have all logical explanation. Therefore, their ahankara feels threatened. Their ignorance feels threatened. And that's what Viveti is. Their ignorance, ignorance also wants protection. The ignorance wants to be untouched. It always wants to be, safe. There's some sense of security in the ignorance. That itself we attack. Therefore, Viveti. Akandaikarasam Shutva, listening to our teaching, Akanda Ekarasam, Sat, Advaitam Abhayavastu, they are afraid. In fact, that is a security. That is a security. If the Vastu, Advaitam is Abhayam. Advaita Vastu is Abhaya Vastu. No insecurity in Advaita Vastu because there is no second Vastu. When you say nothing is there, then you feel insecure. When you say another thing is there, you feel insecure. But Advaitam Vastu, one without a second, there is no second thing, no second. No second means no fear. Dvaitadhi Bhayam Bhavati. But they are afraid of Advaitam Vastu. Advaita Vastu, that is the contradiction. Abhayam, Advaitam is Abhayam. Bhaya Ragitam. Dvaitadhi Bhayam Bhavati. Only when there is second thing, there is fear. Second thing not there. Therefore, it should be fearlessness. That is the meaning of Abhayam Advaitam. Advaita is Abhaya. Dvaitam not there, therefore Advaitam. In spite of Dvaita perception, it is Advaitam only, and that is Abhayam. That alone makes us fearless. In spite of our transaction in the world, in spite of transaction with the Nama, this Jagat, Advaitam, it is Satyam is Advaitam. Therefore, one is secure. This insecurity is not really real. It is only the insecurity only with regard to this Nama Rupa, the Vastu of this Jagat. It is unreal. Therefore, where is insecurity? Insecurity is not there really speaking because it's all mithya. Insecurity is only a notion. So you are already secure. So therefore, it should make you fearless. But instead, what happens to this Ajnanam? Now Ajnanam feels threatened. Ahankara feels threatened. It doesn't have anything to hold on. Therefore, bhiveti, afraid, you need always something to hold on. That is samsara. Insecurity. Where insecurity is not there, you see insecurity. Where security is not there, there you feel insecure. Therefore, this bhaya, that they are afraid, is natural. They are not ready to give up the wrong contention. They are not ready to give up the notion. They are not ready to give up and give up Dvaitam, not ready to accept the Advaitam, which is the truth, which is Akanda Ekarasam, the Advityam Vastu, in spite of having listened to our contention. Therefore, their buddhi now not having any support. Nishprachara buddhihi sati, not able to comprehend, not able to accept. Therefore, bhiveti, not able to accept. Therefore, bhiveti. Therefore, the ahankara is shaken. Bhiveti is meaning frightened, but here you have to take it as shaken. The ahankara, the small, the mind is small because they confine the truth to asat. Therefore, it is bhiveti. Naturally, it will be afraid. Ahankara will be vibeti only. So vibeti, the Vedatu, vibeti, nishprachara sati, vibeti. It is sati saptami, sati. Nishprachara sati, when the mind is, when the buddhi, dihi buddhi, when the buddhi is nishprachara, it is strilinga, nishprachara, qualifying the buddhi. Nishprachara, nishprachara. It is nishprachara or nishprachara. Both are okay. In some book is given nishprachara. Asanchara ragita, buddhi, vibeti, ataha vibeti. Therefore, the word vibeti is Vaitadhi Bhayam Bhavati. Points to that vakyam. What is the Bhaya Hetu? What is the Bhaya Hetu? The Bhaya Hetu is Dvaitam is the Bhaya Hetu. Dvaitam is the Bhaya Hetu. Now, this Abhayam Brahma which is Abhayam, that becomes the Bhaya Hetu for these people because their buddhi is Nishprachara, not able to comprehend, not able to clearly understand. Therefore, Nishprachara buddhi, the ahankara, the thinking is shaken. Therefore, Abhayam Brahma becomes Bhaya Hetu, therefore Vibeti. Therefore, Bhayam Prapnoti. They are afraid. It is because ahankara is so strong. Therefore, the doesn't want to give up its ideas. It will be so strong, it will not give up. So that's why it requires certain openness. That's why it requires the commitment to know the truth. When that is not there, when you are closed, when you are not open to the truth, when you're comfortable with the lies, and when the truth becomes clear, in spite of knowing that is a truth, like the light, there is a fear. Abhayam Brahma becomes Bhaya Hetuhu. They don't want to give up the contention, the argument. So at the same time, the truth is like the sun, it is shining. Therefore, they are afraid. The small agankara feels threatened. That is Vibeti. Vikvalatve drishtantam aha, that Vikvalatvam, the confusion, for that drishtanta is given. Magnasya iti, Magnasya, Abdo Magnasya, that Abdi, the water is Paurishaya Pramanam. And Magnasya, this Buddhi is a Shunyavadi. He is the one who is Magnaha, immersed in Paurishaya Pramanam. So here the Drishtanta is Magnaha referring to Shunyavadi, Abdi referring to Paurishaya Pramanam. Dashtantike Yojagiti. We have to connect to the Drishtanta to Dashtanta. Tatagiti. Though it is not connected, but we know from the Drishtanta we can make out Magnasya referring to the Purva Pakshi, Abdav referring to the Paurushaya Pramanam, Akshani Yata Vigvalani Bhavati Tata Dihi. Similarly, the Buddhi of this person, having listened to this Akandaikarasam, that is Shruti Vakyam, Shutva, from us, Nishprachara Viveti. Nishprachara Sati Viveti. Buddhi, Nishprachara Sati, not able to comprehend, therefore feels afraid, feels threatened. Asya Asad Vadini. Asadvadini. Asadvadini is those who argue Asad Eva Asid. Asadvadini. Jata Vikachanam. Dhira Antakaranam Akandikarasam Vastu Shutva Nishprachara Sakara Vastuni Iva Akandaikarase Vastuni Prachara Ragita Sati Saptami. Ataha Asmat Vastunaha Viveti. Yeah, Jata Vikachanam. I'll see what it is. That Asadvadini Dhira Antakaranam, that Dihi Antakaranam, Dhirantakaranam, Dihi Antakaranam, Dhirantakaranam, that Dihi is Antakaranam, the Antakaranam, the intellect, the Buddhi, Akandaikarasam Vastu Shutva, having listened to the Akandaikarasa Vastu, Nishprachara, which is equal to Sakara Vastuni, Akandaikarase Vastuni. In the Sakara Vastu, in the Sagunam Brahma exists because of Nirgunam Brahma. Saguna is Brahma with Namarupa, Saguna. So it has the Sagunam, that Namarupa, this Jagat exists because of this Sadvastu, Akandekare Vastuniti, Prachara Ragita Sati, is Prachara Ragita, Prachara Ragita Sati, Prachara Ragita Sati, Ataha Asmad Vastunaha Vibeti. From that Vastu, from the Abhayam Vastu, they are afraid, not able to. Prachara Ragita Sati is Dihi Prachara Ragita Sati. The not able to, Buddhi not able to comprehend this. Comprehend what? Sakara Vastuni Akandaikarase Vastuni. Therefore, Prachara Ragita Sati, Ataha Asmad Vastunaha Vibeti. Therefore, from that Vastu, Akandaikarasad Sadvastunaha Vayam Prapnoti Tesham Buddhihi. Shunyavadinam Buddhihi. Kesham Buddhihi. Tesham Buddhihi. Shunyavadinam Buddhihi. Vibeti. So, Kevalam Tarkena Siddhantam Stapayitum Na Shakyate. Taihi. Just by Tarka, they cannot establish this. By Tarka, they try to prove, we contradict them and dismiss. Therefore, Bhayam Prapnoti, Vibeti. Let's stop here. Next shloka we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Madachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. And Nishprachara is Bahuri Samasa. Nasti Pracharaha Yasyam. Nishprachara. Sati Saptam. Okay. Dhanyavadaha.
Dhanyavad Guruji.
धन्यवाद
धन्यवाद शरण जी.
Dhanyavad.
धन्यवाद जी.
Dhanyavadaha.